In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best 65-inch TVs in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these 65-inch TVs, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the TCL 65R617. The TCL 65R617 is a reasonably priced 4K Roku Smart LED TV that has become a real sensation from the moment it entered on the market, so let's find out what's the reason behind its success. From a design perspective, the R617 features a handsome-looking cabinet that is followed by relatively thin, metallic borders, and dark brushed metal bezels that significantly enhances the beauty of its already beautiful appearance. In addition, this TV is supported by two V-shaped feet that are made of a molded metal, and according to most of the users on the market, they make this unit sit stable in place. However, feel free to mount it on 300mm mounts if you seek to save some space. In terms of connection ports, you can find 3 HDMI 2.0 ports where one of them has an ARC capability, an optical output, single USB 2.0 port, an AV input, an Ethernet port, and an RF connector, so I think that you will be fine, even though I expected at least 2 USB ports. But now, let's talk about the performance. The R617's panel is armed with full array lighting along with 120 dimmable zones, which is awesome, due to the fact that the individual lighting zones can make the bright spots very bright on one side, while on the other, when dimmed, the blacks will be even darker, so the picture will look pleasing to the eye. Another great thing about this unit is its refresh rate of 60 Hz, and its support for HDR content including the basic HDR10 and the Dolby Vision standards, but keep in mind that except for watching movies, you can also play your favorite games, since there is a dedicated game mode that will offer you a response time of 21 milliseconds. Finally, the Roku platform will give you access to over 500,000 movies and TV shows, as well as a wide variety of apps and services of which you can take an advantage, and what's great about it is that TCL has implemented a voice search built into the remote, so you will surely have a great time with this TV. To conclude, you should definitely consider the R617 as your next purchase, because it offers a great value for its cost. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Samsung 65NU8000. The Samsung 65NU8000 is yet another relatively affordable 65-inch 4K smart TV that combines an attractive design with versatile capabilities along with HDR support, so if you've been looking for something similar, then let's find out what does this one has to offer for you. From a design perspective, the NU8000 has a thin, 360-degree construction, which basically means that this TV will radiate with elegance regardless of your viewing position. At the rear, you will notice its brushed aluminum finish that I personally favor, but except this, you will find the connection ports that include 4 HDMI ports, an Ethernet port, an RF cable tuner jack, 2 USB ports, as well as VESA holes that will let you mount this TV on your wall. In addition, this TV sits on a sturdy, wide stand that shares the aesthetics of the TV, and what's interesting about it is that it has cable management guides cut into the back, and it is large enough to hold a soundbar. Now, let's talk about the features. The NU8000 uses the HDR10+ technology, which will ensure nearly perfectly defined contrast and brightness, while its 4K UHD engine will provide you stunning picture to keep you fully entertained with everything you watch. At the beginning, I gave an accent to the TV's versatility. Well, now I will make it clear. This model has an auto game mode which is going to automatically optimize the TV settings for your gaming console, so that you will game your gaming experience filled with fast refresh rates and minimal input lag. Moving on, numerous users have reported us that this unit has an impressive color accuracy, and they haven't noticed the so-called rain effect nor a motion blur, but instead, they saw bright colors that were consistent and sharp. I would also like to inform you that this unit has a native refresh rate of 120 Hz, which makes this TV an excellent option for watching sports and gaming. Last but not least, this model comes with an advanced smart browsing and voice control as well, so you can find every TV show you want within a very short period of time. Overall, the NU8000 deserves your attention, so give it a try and assure yourself of its quality. Next up, at number 3, we have the Samsung 65Q9FN. The Samsung 65Q9FN is a fantastic 4K QLED smart TV has received numerous positive comments from the users on the market, especially with its ability to output a truly magnificent brightness and color reproduction that will fascinate you from the moment you turn it on. From a design perspective, the Q9FN sports a modern, minimalistic construction that is very thin, and you will notice this especially if you view from the side, while if you look from the front, you can notice that the borders have an average thickness and they look pleasing. At the bottom, there is a chunky, U-shaped black stand that does not only look beautiful, but it is strong enough to support the TV exactly as you'd expect, so you shouldn't worry about anything. Moreover, the connection ports consist of an Ethernet port, a cable antenna connector, 4 HDMI ports, and 3 USB ports, which is good. But now, let's talk about the performance. The Q9FN is equipped with the Q engine, which in practice does a very good job in clarifying the 4K content you see, and will also optimize the color with the intention to maximize your user experience. In addition, this unit supports HDR10 and Samsung's HDR10 Plus formats, which is really good. However, it does not support Dolby Vision, so I will leave this up to you to decide whether we can consider it as a remark or not. When it comes to the screen itself, I want to inform you that it has an anti-reflective coating which will ensure that the glare will never be a problem for you anymore. Moving on, according to numerous reports, this TV does offer an excellent color reproduction as well as brightness, and to be honest, this doesn't surprise me, due to the fact that Samsung has implemented the quantum dots technology, which will ensure that the colors you see are going to be vibrant and consistent from virtually any viewing perspective. Finally, you can also use this TV for gaming, since all you have to do is to select the game mode, which drops the input lag down to 15.6 milliseconds, so I think that you will love this TV. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Sony XBR65A8F. The Sony XBR65A8F would be a spectacular option for you, especially if you want to invest in an OLED TV that packs the latest technologies since it was released this year, so stick with me in the next couple of minutes in order to find out more about its capabilities. From a design perspective, the A8F has an all-plastic body that is accompanied by insanely slim bezels that are present along the display edges. However, the use of plastic doesn't mean that this unit isn't engineered nicely, since this TV feels and looks indeed premium. At the bottom, there is the stand, which comes with 2 small rubber spaces that add a greater level of stability, but what I like the most about the stand is that it takes up less space on one side, while on the other, it will prevent the TV from tilting, so for now, I don't have any remarks. In terms of connections, this model comes with 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, single USB 3.0 port, single Ethernet port, and a digital audio output, which is quite good in my opinion. Now, let's talk about the features. The A8F uses the famous 4K HDR processor X1 Extreme chip, which will completely immerse you to the content you watch, since it ensures that details and the colors are going to be lifelike for you ultimate user experience. In addition, this TV supports a variety of HDR formats, such as the Dolby Vision, HDR10, Hybrid Log Gamma, and when we add its Triluminos display, without a doubt, I can say that Sony has outdone itself. Moreover, this unit has a very interesting feature which is called acoustic surface, and what's interesting about it is that the speakers will deliver room-filling sound, so that both the visuals and the audio you hear will be stunning. Finally, the A8F has a refresh rate of 120 Hz, and thanks to the Motion XR technology, you can witness truly fascinating visuals that won't have blur even if the scenes you see are fast-paced. To conclude, I strongly recommend you consider the A8F, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you will assure yourself of its quality. And finally, at number 1, we have the LG OLED 65C8. The OLED 65C8 is currently maybe the best OLED TV that you can find on the market, and I'm sure that you've likely seen its name popping up numerous times on the internet, which by default has to mean something. That's why, let's get quickly into action and find out the LG's secret. From a design perspective, the 65-inch C8 has a gorgeous, nearly bezel-free construction that sits on a wide, aluminum stand that offers a greater level of stability, but feel free to mount it on your wall, since this TV will drastically enrich your home interior with its presence. Moreover, the connection ports include 4 HDMI ports, an Ethernet port, 1 optical port, 1 RS-232C port, single RF connector, and a composite input, so you will never feel restricted in terms of expandability. Now, let's talk about the features. The C8 is armed with LG's Alpha 9 processor, and supports most of the major HDR formats, such as the HLG, HDR10 and Dolby Vision, so from the very beginning, you already know that the C8 can do miracles for you. In addition, this unit has up to 8.3 million individually lit pixels spread across its screen whose purpose is to offer you the best possible blacks and the brightest whites, and that's why, from the moment you turn on this TV, you will instantly recognize what makes it different from the other TVs on the market. I would also like to inform you that this TV supports most of the major HDR formats, including HDR10, Dolby Vision, and HLG, which is really cool, and when we add the presence of the tone mapping technology, it means that each scene will be optimized to let you see crystal clear visuals like you've never probably seen before. Speaking of the smart features, this model is Alexa-enabled, and has a built-in Google Assistant, which by default means that you can give voice commands to the included LG Magic Remote, and if you ask me, I'm sure that you will love having a TV of this caliber. Overall, you should definitely consider the 65-inch C8 as your next purchase because it is capable enough to offer you a truly fascinating cinematic experience. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these 65-inch TVs, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.